things.
I think she's
like
crying. She's so happy.
It's the hormones.
Oh, yeah. Michigan breeds tough chicks.
He would be a great Harry Potter character.
The king of Australia.
Madonna would destroy him.
Or is it just you can survive anything in a barrel?
I think it's just anything.
Commonwealth, the former empire, now Commonwealth. Is it relevant? Probably not. But why not give this part a shot? Stay tuned. Here comes Uncommonwealth, the podcast.
Live!
Oh,
The Commonwealth Podcast
Hey.
and Studios here and around the world. We have the wonderful, titanically pregnant Katherine Rollinson, somehow still turning up for work. We've got the marvelous Jimmy HPD and the glorious Adam Mueller, who is not frozen picking his nose. Everyone, take it away. This is going to be a good one.
Oh my God, Titanically Pregnant, the title of my memoir. Okay. We talked a little bit about him in a past episode many moons ago. And his name is Hugh Jackman.
Nice.
He's
Wolverine.
the king of Australia and maybe all of North America as well. Actually, you know what? He's God to me. I love this guy. And the more I hear about him, the more I love. I think he is the best man ever. He reads a book.
It's a low bar if reading is the best man ever.
Hugh Jackman reads a book out loud to his wife every morning. Although I did try this with my husband and we were like, what the fuck?
What's good?
Why would anyone want to do this?
Well, can she not read? Is that why?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, she's illiterate.
Why wouldn't he just teach her to read?
Bring a horse to water. What's that expression?
Yeah.
So of course you do research on one of your favorite actors and you actually end up learning something. So Hugh Jackman's parents were English and they came to Australia after World War II.
Adam, I've told you many times, we've changed the rules since then. Anyone's allowed in now.
They came over in 1967, and I don't know why this still counts because there's this specific definition, but they came over as part of the 10-pound palms. Now, does anyone know what that means? I'm hoping you don't.
They paid £10 to get there.
Palms?
They did.
The palms of the British.
Palms is an Australian word for British people.
Is it a slur or is it just a thing?
It's not really, but kind of.
Okay.
I feel like it's the same way as yank, maybe, that it potentially has origins that are offensive, but today I don't think it's like if I called Piers a palm, it's not I don't mean to offend.
Yes. All of this I was about to explain.
Sorry.
Is it short for pomegranate?
It is short for pomegranate.
No.
I swear to God.
No way.
So the word...
Let's just guess the rest of the segment before she can say it.
It's Australian rhyming slang for immigrant. Pomegranate, immigrant.
That's not really a...
Whoa, I did not know that.
Australians, if you slur enough when
They're
you're
so
drunk.
drunk.
Yeah,
rhyme,
exactly.
right?
It's just so dry.
That's a fair point.
So 10-pound palms refers to British immigrants who paid £10 to come over. That was the flat fee.
So they came over willingly, not...
Yes.
Not in shackles.
No. And that there were so many people that came over after World War II. That's why the term came about. 10-pound palm.
Why were people immigrating from Britain to Australia after World War II?
I don't know.
Because it's beautiful. and
The
nice.
same reason people immigrate from Britain to Australia now. It's just
But is that
better to live there.
But is it like England has been bombed out and is worse than it was before? So let's just get the hell out of here and go to Australia.
There's an assisted passage migration scheme that the government of Australia tried to promote. So they basically, and the New Zealand government, not as well, I'm sure, Jimmy, but they both just like put out campaigns being like, life will be better here. And it just worked.
Okay.
I don't know.
Interesting.
Because it is.
It's
Anyone that's been
It's
to
an easy
England.
sell. Are you sick of that grey, dreary sky? Come to our beaches.
So we were originally talking about Hugh Jackman. It's easy to forget.
Oh, that's true.
I mean, really, one interesting thing, and you may already know this, but is that he wasn't the original person they wanted for Wolverine.
No.
It was supposed to go to Russell Crowe, which for
He
some
would have
reason,
been good.
yeah,
think?
Russell Crowe.
He would have been good. He would have been good, yeah.
And Crowe said
Essentially,
no.
any Australian, I think, would have been good.
Nicole Kidman
Even-
would have crushed it.
Oh, mate, she would have been.
Or Naomi Watts. That was weird.
Yummy.
Sure. Yeah.
So
I'm just that's got me out.
okay, so Crowe, I don't know if you knew this. Crowe suggested Hugh Jackman for the role. And
I
he
didn't know
was
that.
unknown at the time, and he was like, and the people doing the casting were like, no, we don't know who that is. So they went with Doug Ray Scott. He's the guy. He was in Mission Impossible too. I don't even know what that is.
That's a very humorous Mission Impossible for sure. It's the funniest one.
And so after Doug Ray Scott said no, they finally looked at Jackman and they decided to give it to him. And now he's the longest running superhero.
But he's
in
done
any
now, right?
franchise.
Isn't he said that he's done
Yeah.
with Wolverine?
Yeah, and
He's
and
hung
there-
up his claws, as they say.
The podcast.
All right, friends, time for another segment of What's the Difference?
What's the difference? We're so slow, none of us know. Jimmy will tell us, he Googled it.
My favorite. Wait,
Catherine, now
let
I
me
know
get my.
Catherine's she's already focused. Look at that.
I know that you, more so than Adam and Piers, you take this as like a personal mission to get these correct. And I want you to know that I'm on your side. I want you to get these. I feel like today it's going to happen. Today.
Okay.
The first question is, what's the difference between a jester and a joker?
Whoa. That seems like pretty obscure.
A jester was actually an actual job held by people in the courts of Europe.
And the Joker is a movie role that they just keep redoing.
They just keep redoing.
And we all agree that Heath played it the best.
He did.
Jester and a Joker? Is this a cards thing?
Well, I guess that is one difference because there isn't a jester in a deck of cards, but that's not the answer I'm looking for. But that's a good point, Adam.
Do gestures not speak and jokers?
I think you're thinking of a mime.
Piers basically got it earlier. The main
Well,
difference.
well, you didn't say that. You just let us keep guessing
Well, I
like
didn't,
idiots.
I didn't want to contaminate your
so glad
answer,
I didn't
Catherine.
say
I
anything
didn't want
else.
to contaminate your answer.
So I just had to be like, yeah, that's it.
I can't remember that far. What did Piers say?
Piers said that jesters were people who entertain in the courts of Europe.
Court jester.
Well, obviously.
So what's a Joker then?
Jesters no longer exist. So let's put it that way. Jesters were the court entertainers.
Mhm.
Jokers, there are still jokers, and it's not, say, stand-up comedians. Jokers, if you've ever seen a Cirque du Soleil show, they've got that person that kind of
creepy.
keeps the crowd entertained. They're often dressed like a clown or dressed like a jester, and they'll entertain the crowd with either slapstick comedy or vocally by doing funny stories or making fun of. They'll get audience members on stage. Those are jokers.
So how are they different from clowns? Because
Yeah,
they speak.
I feel like this is a sketchy difference. This
No,
is not-
it's a very clear difference. Another thing
Who
that
decided that they're different?
people on the internet did.
Oh, okay. So it is official. It's very official.
So,
Okay.
but one other main difference is that jesters back in the day, these court entertainers, they did a lot more than what a joker would, because these guys were acrobats as well as just humorous entertainers. They'd be juggling, they'd be flipping about, they're doing all sorts of things. They're playing lutes. So the jester was quite a diverse skill set. These guys
Didn't the
had.
jesters also get killed if they weren't funny?
For sure.
I think that's less of a
For
thing though
sure.
than it was.
That's what they should do with stand-up comics.
Imagine bombing in front of Henry VIII.
That'd raise the stakes. All right. Okay, next one.
I think that I'm overthinking this. I'm
Think-
overthinking it.
You need to overthink, Catherine. You need to. All right, next one. And I believe in you. You can get this. What is the difference between herbs and spices?
Oh, this is one that Katherine should be all over.
I know. It's, herbs are
Herb is a
plant-
name from the 80s. Spices is a British girl band.
Are
I think spices have to
ground
come
into
from
a fine
seed.
powder.
Spices have to come from seed.
Oh.
Okay.
or
Keep going, keep going.
grains and herbs are like just
Plants.
plant
Herbs
meat.
are plants.
Ding, 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 ding.
Seeds are
Catherine
good.
gets it right.
No!
You got it. You
Wow,
got it,
it's so
Catherine.
exciting.
Can we
Plants.
please do this over and over again?
Catherine, you crush it. Herbs are the plants, so you want to think
I think
things
she's
like
crying. She's so happy.
It's the hormones.
she's more emotional now than she will be.
That's happened to me in so long.
Oh god. Okay, so yeah, you got it, Catherine. Basil, parsley, rosemary, sage, they're all leaves, they're herbs. Spices are seeds or they come from the root as well. So things like cumin, cinnamon, nutmeg. So they
Missed
come
that.
from the root or seed of a plant. Okay, I'm out of time. Damn it.
One more, please. Please, Adam.
I love it. Please, Dad. Please. I'll save it. I have to save it.
Yeah, we can save it for the next time you do the segment.
But
It's good segment.
Catherine, fucking good work, mate. You nailed it.
Oh my God, my Jimmy's gonna be so proud of me.
I was hoping you'd get that both for your own sake and also so Jimmy didn't have to hang his head in disappointment again.
I've seen him do the thing where he like by hand grinds spices, and they're always like little seeds or random
Yeah.
thing, and you can't grind herbs like in the same way.
It is tricky though that now when your baby's born, the baby's going to be the second best thing of your life.
That's true. Nothing will compete.
The second most momentous day.
This was the second best day of my life. What was the first? Oh, well, I knew the difference between herbs and spices.
Uncommon wealth.
Let's do a head-to-head celebrities
Yay.
segment. This is where we pick two celebrities and we imagine them doing something against each other that they wouldn't normally do. So today, let's do Boris Johnson in one corner.
Nice.
Okay, he's in his 50s. He's recently recovered from COVID.
Great hair.
Great hair. Prime Minister of the UK versus Madonna.
Whoa. Oh my gosh, Madonna's gonna crush. Are you kidding me?
She's 62 years old. She has
fit.
pretended to be British in the past, so she qualifies. Singer, songwriter, actress. At event one, Boris Johnson versus Madonna at mud wrestling.
Not even a contest. Have you seen Madonna's muscles?
Madonna would destroy him.
Yeah.
He's so ripped.
Isn't
It's
she from-
insane?
Isn't she from like Dearborn, Michigan too?
Definitely Michigan, I think.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Michigan breeds tough chicks.
Right. Just
I
come
think
up
she
through the
takes
trenches.
steroid. Boris Johnson strikes me as the type that would throw the match to.
Yeah, I mean,
He'd bet on Madonna and then just throw it. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Or he would just happily be
no,
pinned-
You've got
yeah.
me.
he would
Literally,
happily just be pinned down by Madonna.
Yeah.
I do feel like Madonna
The audience.
would pretend she doesn't care, but secretly train for 8 hours a day for a year beforehand to make sure she wins. She's got that like killer instinct,
Yeah.
she's insanely fit. I mean,
and she
it's
can.
not a contest.
She's got the Kabbalah stuff too to like center herself.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so
Clear winner. Clear winner.
clear. Okay, Madonna wins the mud wrestling event 2. Boris Johnson versus Madonna at Harry Potter trivia.
Boris Johnson.
Yeah, Boris Johnson for sure.
Why?
He has the look of someone who knows
Yeah.
a lot of random facts about a lot
So
of different
true.
things.
You would be a great Harry Potter character.
Oh,
he
for
would.
sure.
You would be fantastic.
That's a great
I
point.
assumed he was.
He just comes straight out of Hogwarts into the British Parliament.
Like when he's finished as prime minister, he's just gonna go work at the Harry Potter theme park as like a waiter or something.
Have you ever seen clips of him insulting people?
It's amazing.
He's the most wonderfully eloquent jerk.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's,
You,
it's
what
good
is
stuff.
you insubstantial supine invertebrate jellies or something
Yes,
like that. Like,
Whoa.
it's crazy. He insults people with words you've never heard of.
Our members have decided they have no
Don't want to
questions to
scrutinise?
put to
Are you saying they're abdicating their duty
Thank
to
you.
scrutinise me? Are you saying they haven't the guts to put questions
the
to me?
amendment. What is
Great
it?
supine protoplasmic invertebrate jellies.
Johnson.
Okay, so now it's
Yeah.
it's one each now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Luckily, we have a tiebreaker event. So the tiebreaker will be, you got to pay attention because this is complicated. Boris Johnson versus Madonna in a lip sync battle of Miley Cyrus songs judged by a class of kindergarten students from Sweden.
A lot.
You look confused, Jimmy.
Well, I feel like there's a lot of unnecessary details. I'm trying to work out if they're somehow relevant.
What do you mean
Is it relevant?
unnecessary?
Is it relevant that the kids are Swedish?
Of course, they might have a different worldview than kids from, say, Norway.
Fair. Madonna would look better on the wrecking ball. So that's, I think, 1 point in
my
Madonna's
gosh.
favor.
And she professionally lip syncs.
But the kids might really like Boris Johnson on the wrecking ball.
also true.
Especially when the chain snaps because he's too heavy.
Right. Boris Johnson himself, a bit of a wrecking ball. He has
might identify with him better because he's a real blonde.
He's one of us.
That's amazing.
You know what, Adam?
You guys look stumped.
As weird as these things get, I genuinely think that'd be a pretty tight contest.
I do too.
Yeah, there's different. They each have different things to bring to the table.
I think Madonna might scare them with her hip thrusting.
I think Madonna actually would be intimidating to meet in person. Never mind for a bunch of
Swedish kindergartners.
She'd be worried they'd try and adopt them.
They're not Asian.
I was about to say then.
The podcast.
I don't know why a movie hasn't been made about this woman. She is one of the pioneer daredevils of the world, who, I mean, really one of the most incredible people I've ever read about. Her name, stop me if you've heard her before, is Annie Edson Taylor. She did something which started in Canada and ended in America. She is the first person, man, woman, or child, to ever go over Niagara Falls on purpose.
Whoa.
No. How did she do it?
In a barrel?
In a barrel.
In a barrel, yeah.
Her motives were financial, but she never made much money from it.
I have
That's
heard the story.
crazy. How do you survive the drop?
So she herself made this custom oak barrel, and a few days before she sent herself over the thing, she sent her cat over the barrel to see if the cat would survive.
And?
The cat survived.
Oh,
and
wow.
she posed a photo with the cat was in poor spirits.
Cats can land when you drop them in from anything.
But cats landing on their feet, isn't that negated if they're inside a barrel?
Sure. Yeah.
Going over Niagara Falls? That's intense.
Wait, seriously. How did she do this?
I feel like you'd get in trouble doing that today, putting your cat in a barrel and putting it over Niagara Falls.
This was 1901. You could really.
It was 1901?
So on October 24th, 1901, and get this, her 63rd birthday.
What?
Wow.
She was 63 on the day that she...
like Madonna's age.
So she got put in the barrel in a rowboat, rowed down to the middle, dropped over the side in her rowboat along with her lucky heart-shaped pillow. And after screwing down the lid, friends used a bicycle tire pump to compress the air in the barrel.
Wow.
The whole use for this was plugged with a cork, and Taylor was set adrift near the American side of Goat Island. The Niagara Lake current carried the barrel over the Canadian Horseshoe Falls, which are the biggest part of the falls. So I think the current actually chose which side of the falls she went over, and it took her over the bigger side.
Wow.
Well, the thing is, there's so much, there's rocks and stuff at the bottom.
Yeah. Oh, the rescuers reached her barrel shortly after the plunge, and she was discovered alive and relatively uninjured, except for a small gash on her head.
Was this to prove a point? Is there some
she wanted
principle
to
of
make money.
physics or so? Oh, to make money.
She wanted to make money from it.
So who's paying? Does she have sponsors?
Was she the first? People had died trying it before her, right?
That's the thing. This is back in the day. Nowadays, you get sponsors to go over, but she did it to get sponsors after, and nothing really materialized.
But I still don't get how that would work. So she's like, "Hey, I just did the barrel jump.
Away with the barrel.
Pay me."
Her manager stole the barrel.
She was making money taking photos with the barrel,
and
her manager stole the barrel and ran away with it.
Crazy.
This is so weird. So she survived because they did what with the air? Or is it just you can survive anything in a barrel?
I think it's just anything. Nuclear Holocaust, anything.
Bad breakup, just jump in a barrel.
Get in a barrel with a heart-shaped pillow.
That can be explained. I don't understand.
I love that, Katherine. I love that attitude. You can survive anything in a barrel.
I assume it was just dumb luck that she survived.
Other people have died doing it.
But was she the first to try and she survived?
She was the first to try.
Because that's probably why so many people died doing it. If the first person did it successfully, everyone's like, "Oh, you can do it."
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And they all start dying.
Yeah.
And because of the part of the falls that she went over, that was now the bar that had been set, and she went over the worst part.
So you had to do that.
You had to do it in the worst part. Anyway, incredible lady at 63 years old going over the Niagara Falls.
Wow.
When interviewed afterwards, she said, "If it was my last dying breath, I would caution anyone against attempting the feat. I would sooner walk up to the mouth of a cannon knowing it was going to blow me to pieces than make another trip over the falls."
That's
Right, yeah, the
hilarious.
chances of having two
Yeah.
successful trips, pretty small.
In her 70s, she talked about going over the waterfalls again to try and she was trying to raise money for another trip over the falls.
She's trying to kill herself, I think, at that point.
I love the extent of her brainstorming on how to make money is limited to one idea, and it's not a good idea.
Oh, no.
So maybe it was the way she braced herself or the pillow.
It was the heart-shaped pillow. The barrel was called the Lady
It
of
wasn't
Mist.
cushioned at all, the barrel? Like, I don't understand.
It was full of wine.
The compressed air must have something. Is that the thing? Is that help?
All right. Well, that was a fun episode.
Oh, it was padded with a mattress. Aha.
A mattress.
Aha.
Just throws that in the end. Oh wait, did I say Niagara Falls? Oh, sorry, I actually meant the brook at the back of her house.
Like the Empire, we're almost done. We hope that you've had lots of fun. Was it relevant? Probably not. But thanks for giving this part a shot. Stay tuned for the end of Uncommon Wealth, the podcast. Stay tuned for Uncommon Takes.
What is that? A micropenis?
That sounded so innocent.
I don't know what it is.
I think it's self-explanatory, isn't it?
But
Google
what does it come
Google
from?
it. You'll find out.
Oh my gosh. Our listeners want to know.
The podcast.
Yeah, Piers, I didn't give you credit for Jester. I
Yeah,
should've.
no
It was
one
basically.
Piers is like,
Piers,
what?
Piers says the correct answer. I'm like, nah.
Jimmy just wants me to get.
Uncommon Wealth.
Does everybody know
You
this
re- you
already?
re-
Everyone.
You realize what he reads to his wife in the morning is pancake instructions, right?
No, he reads Mein Kampf. That's how he's trying to get angry.
The podcast.
Cannot believe that's not been made a movie in 2020. That makes
I feel like not because they have the same name, but Anne Hathaway would play the part. I don't know why. And then like make it her not in
It's a 63-year-old woman.
Really? I feel like Kathy Bates.
That's pretty insulting to Anne
Yeah, and it
Hathaway.
would be recast as this younger woman because
Okay.
Uncommon Wealth, the podcast.